we're away for the final of your cadets. It looked like a good start from Lizzie Mentio, followed...
Oh, Tom Holden's on the grass.
Tom Holden having an interesting start, but it's Mentio from Potter, from Fox Whiteley, David Mack, Thomas Potter. Oh, not Thomas Potter, as he's overtaken by, it looks like Isabella Stansmore-Wilson.
Yeah, Stansmore-Wilson was sideways going into hairpin 1, and then I think contact from Josh Cooke set her off in the right direction in the end. So
that was the 17 of William Robinson getting sideways coming out of hairpin 2.
Yeah, cadets are well on their way. Everybody seems to have made it round the first lap, or the first half a lap in some way, shape or another. Certainly a couple of drivers either facing the wrong way, or in the case of Tom Holden, trimming the foliage on the inside of the D chicane on his way down towards the National Loop for the first time. Top 3 though, it's Lizzie Mentier from Jared Fox Whiteley and Catherine Potter in 3rd place.
Yeah, a half a second gap to Fox Whiteley now from Potter and Holden, Mack and Thomas Potter. It looks like Catherine Potter is having a good old ding-dong with Tom Holden as they got over-under coming out of hairpin 2. And we've actually got a contact warning for Holden as well. He tried to cut to the outside there coming into South Bank, and it just scrubbed the speed off a little bit too much. But then manages to suddenly find a couple of miles an hour and is straight up the inside of Potter on the inside of hairpin 3. So unorthodox line on the entry to South Bank, but was brilliant, really, because
fantastic actually in the wet. Tom Holden in the wet is proving to be a revelation. He's currently up into 3rd position.
Yeah, fantastic to see that. As I said, a completely unorthodox line going into there. Let's see if he does it again this lap, and that will give him the run on Fox Whiteley. Although by the looks of things, he might not even wait that long. But here we go. So this will be the back straight. Let's see if he does that different entry again. Goes slightly wider and then jacks the steering on. There you go. And then
quite right as well, round there.
Quite round right round the outside this time.
He goes straight on for an extra couple of metres and then has quite an aggressive turning, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's going to go down the inside of Fox Whiteley into hairpin number 4. And now, for the first time, Tom Holden is going to get a shot at Lizzie Mentier's lead. And Tom Holden, in these wet weather conditions, absolutely flying. Currently holds the fastest lap of the race. And now he's managed to escape Jared Fox Whiteley. We'll try and close the gap in the remaining 6.5 laps to the number 50 of Lizzie Mentier. Mentier currently in the lead, championship rival Potter in 4th. So as it stands, it's going to go at the very least to round 6. This one won't be a championship that won't be wrapped up today, unlike Jack Morrison Junior Pro, and looks like Jude Cole might not have the opportunity either to wrap up Junior 2-stroke, having not picked up any points in the previous heat, in heat number 3, that retirement that saw him go across the grass. 6 laps remaining, and Tom Holden,
with that aggressive style, that's brought him right up to the back of Lizzie Mentier now. So that aggressive turn-in through South Bank and then going wider gives him the opportunity to carry more speed through hairpin 3 and get a look up the inside into hairpin 4. That's where he seems to be making up all of this time, just with that one particular line. The rest of the lap, he's completely matched with Lizzie.
Yeah,
but here we go again. So this is where he's going to make the move, I think.
Different line right the way around the outside, as you say, although he does actually duck in a little bit more. He's going to go wider into hairpin 3. See whether he can get a run down the inside of 4, which is the move that saw him get past Jared Fox Whiteley a few laps ago.
I think he's dodging that bump. On the entry to hairpin 4, there's a bump, and I think he's dodging that because it unsettles the car on the way in. So good thinking potentially from Tom Holden. If that is the case, that he's adjusted his line just to avoid that bump in the wet, that's very clever driving. Certainly the aggressive turning and slightly wider line on the entry to South Bank is allowing him to carry a lot more speed. We didn't see it on the last lap. Oh, and he's straight up the inside and hairpin 2. And Mentia can't get the cut back. So that's it. Tom Holden is now in the lead from grass cutting on the off the start line. He's now taken the lead, and you can see that different line again that he uses there. Allows Lizzie Mentia to catch up at the apex, but then, whoa, there's Lizzie back up the inside again. Great move from Mentia.
Oh, side by side, Holden goes through the puddle, keeps it facing in the right direction, thought he was going to go off there.
He'll get another opportunity. I think he's got the pace here to make that gap back up to Mentia, so he just needs to calm himself now, clear the head, get rid of the red mist, and he'll go again.
Jared Fox-Whiteley now right in the mix as well, so it's going to be a 3-kart battle with Catherine Potter 2 seconds back in 4th place. But Tom Holden's done it once before. He's got 3.5 laps to see if he can do it again, but Lizzie Mentia defends to the inside. She's already got past Tom Holden once after he took the lead at half race distance.
There's that line again, running really wide, full 4-wheel drift, and then he'll get that run, carry that speed through hairpin 3.
He's going to try and dive
straight
to the
up the inside.
He does again. Mentia's going to try and get that cut back, and they're going to once again go side by side, but this time it's Mentia on the outside of Holden. The outcome, though, is still the same. Lizzie Mentia holds on, sets a personal best in doing so, which is a good say that she's had to defend for half of that lap as well.
I've got to say that Lizzie Mentia is showing her wisdom beyond her years here as she moves over the track when they're side by side, and is essentially just bullying Tom Holden around. You know, Tom Holden's having to give second best to Lizzie at the minute, as she's showing better racecraft, it seems, at the moment.
We saw that in the untelevised round at round 2 with Lizzie Mentia going side by side through the chicane section with Jared Fox-Whiteley. Neither of those two drivers on the day were going to lift off the throttle. They kept their foot in, neither of them wanting to back out, and it's exactly the same here. Lizzie Mentia will battle and battle and battle all the way to the end as Tom Holden gets a little bit of overspeed on the way out, and the back end snakes its way, but manages to hold on. Jared Fox-Whiteley in 3rd place. It looks like, unless something happens, the top 3 is going to be these 3, with Catherine Potter behind, dropping away by half a second a lap with 1.5 laps remaining. It's Lizzie Mentia from Tom Holden and Jared Fox-Whiteley. None of these drivers have picked up a final win here at Teesside as Holden goes to the inside of Mentia. Mentia's going to run Holden wide again. They're going to go side by side down that back straight and round South Bank. That's the line Holden likes anyway. And Jared Fox-Whiteley's going to see if he can stick this one down the inside from 3rd. Mentia, though, runs Holden wide. And will Mentia, I think, stick it? Will she stick it in the middle of the track? No, she goes wide again and lets Holden through. Once again, though, returns a favour. Tom, do you think she's going to take that same line on the final lap, or do you think she's going to be very defensive into hairpin 4?
I don't know. It's going to be amazing to see. Holden seems to have the pace, but Mentia seems to have the racecraft at the moment. So it's she's definitely showing wisdom beyond her years. As I said, she's flying along here and putting the car exactly where she needs to. She's got an answer for everything that Holden throws at her at the moment. 3 corners to go as they come through hairpin 2. She gets a good drive off of South Bank, but Holden's right there in the slipstream. He's going to have a look up the inside this time. Is he close enough? Yes, he is, and he's through.
Holden's mixed it up, hasn't he? Gone to the inside this time. Mentia's going to return the favour, though. Down into hairpin 3 and goes down the inside. Let's see where she parks the number 50. It's right in the middle of the track. Round hairpin 4. Who's going to get the drive out of the final corner? It looks like it's going to be Lizzie Mentia. There's a back marker in the way. She goes right round the outside, and it's handed the victory to the 87 of Tom Holden.
Unbelievable.
Right on the line. Lizzie Mentia went round the outside of the back marker. Holden dived to the gap on the inside, and by 0.114 of a second, the final goes the way of the 87 of Tom Holden.
Well, she had every answer for him except the back marker. That was it. What a shame for Lizzie, but congratulations, Tom Holden.
Joker in
he
the pack
had
there,
that,
wasn't it?
that moment of of clarity when he needed it most. Is probably the best way I could put it.
The gap opened up to the inside, didn't it? And Tom Holden took full advantage.
I think
went to the inside, but
there was nothing else Lizzie could have done. She couldn't have dived to the inside in case the back marker moved across.
The gap wasn't there, was it? When Lizzie went to the outside, the gap wasn't there. However, the 2 kart lengths back for Tom Holden, the gap was there, and a fantastic victory for him. Unfortunate for Lizzie Mentier in the final corner, but action right the way down until the final couple of metres, and the championship in Cadet goes at the very least to the following round, with Lizzie Mentier scoring 207 to Catherine Potter's 193. Sorry, 192, but even so, congratulations in that one to Tom Holden. Showed pace all throughout that final, and an opportunistic move right at the end to dive to the inside.
Yeah, fantastic. What a race. We've had some comments come through on the YouTube as well, which is Maisie Mentier saying, come on, Lizzie, and Josh Redhead saying, what a race. Holden and Mentier, well, absolutely. Mark Alexander saying, fantastic racing, the best of the